Welcome back to the Angry Man Podcast with Jason and Greg. So, Jay, some interesting news that just dropped here from Ryan Garcia. But first, before we jump into that, this episode of the Angry Man Podcast is brought to you by Born to Box. That is a docuseries from the good brother Curtis Schoon. This is a documentary about boxing from the perspective of the boxers, the trainers, and boxing insiders. Go check it out, www.borntoboxfilm.com. Hey, the good brother Curtis Schoon, he's putting out some really good content there for you guys, so go check it out. All right, Jay, so Ryan Garcia took to his Twitter to say that, he wants his team to move in a different direction. No longer is he interested in making a fight with Devin Haney. And that's an interesting one because that's a complete change in course in terms of what he was just saying over the last 2-3 weeks. About 2 weeks ago, he said, hey, I've already given what I consider to be a fair offer to Devin Haney. So the ball's now in his court and now he's changing direction. What direction is he interested in going in, Jay? Well, let me tell you what direction it is. He has instructed his team to go after Rolly Romero. So he's interested in that fight. He thinks that fight is bigger, and he thinks it's bigger business as well, according to the tweet that he just recently posted. Now, Jay, there are a couple of different things that I believe that could have occurred as it relates to this particular fight. You and I haven't had the opportunity to discuss it. The very first thing I thought of when I heard this was, well, Ryan is the A side. He knows he's the A side, and there's a challenge in negotiations in regards to either split or something else. And Devin is we've heard the statements from Devin and his teams, particularly Bill Haney, talking about it's the Devin Haney era, and that Devin is, the man, the face of boxing. And for those of us who actually follow boxing, we know that that's 100% not true. Devin Haney is not the face of boxing. I guess you can call him one of the faces of boxing, but certainly he isn't the face of boxing. And if he's going to the negotiating table, pretending and acting as though he's the face of boxing, then I could see how that could possibly be a challenge. That's my first thought of what could be possibly going on with this particular situation. You want to know what my second thought is? I'm gonna give you an opportunity to guess.
Wahid Abdul.
No, that isn't it. No, that isn't it. The reason why I believe that this is the other reason that I believe is possible in terms of the reason why he may be changing direction. Floyd Mayweather. He has been seen with Floyd Mayweather, training with him, running with him. Floyd has been talking to him. Floyd calling him the face of boxing, so forth and so on. All of these different things. Who is Rolly Romero? Who is Rolly Romero associated with? Floyd Mayweather. Now, I know he doesn't necessarily have a contract with him or them, according to Rolly Romero, but that's who he does business through. And if that's the case, and he's been talking to Floyd Mayweather, it would make sense that Floyd convinced him that you don't need to fight Devin Haney. Why don't you come on over here and fight my fighter, Rolly Romero? It'll do big business, which I think it will, because Rolly's a mouthpiece. And technically, it's an easier fight. I think Ryan has a much better chance to beat Rolly Romero and make considerable dollars. You can put it on pay-per-view. He can show that he can actually sell a pay-per-view as the headliner. And if he does numbers, he solidifies himself as one of the faces of boxing. It makes total business sense to me. And he has a belt. It makes total sense if they don't strip him from not fighting his mandatory. But it makes total sense to me to go in that direction, in my personal opinion. Jay, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, I didn't think about that tie with Floyd. I'm mad I missed out on that one. You got me on that one. I hate that. I was thinking the fact that, maybe it's because of Tank. With Tank, trying to be more active as far as on social media and the way all the smoke that's been going around between him and Tank, with Devin and Tank rather. I thought, okay, maybe that plucked them. But you know what? That will make even more sense because now they're getting two major fights on that side. They get the Ryan Garcia and Rolly, as far as a money grab, and then they get a Devin and a Tank fight. Two major fights on their platform, on their terms. So that's going to be a hell of a look there. I remember Rolly a little while back said that he wasn't fighting more interested in boxing or anything like that. Then all of a sudden he started calling him out, and this is an excellent way for for Ryan to make up for his loss to Tank and see how he fares against someone that also got knocked out by Tank. And I think, like, to your point, it's definitely an easier winnable fight for him, versus fighting someone like Devin. Devin's very skilled. We know Devin doesn't crack as much as Rolly does, but his skills pay the bills, and now it'd be a harder fight, I think, for Rolly. I mean, for Ryan than it would be than a Rolly. Also, Devin and Ryan have history where they're 3-3 in the amateurs. So, with him seeing how Rolly looked against Barroso, who was 174 years old, that means that'll make me want to fight him and get a fight too, and get a belt. Easy. It's gonna sell out, like you said. Rolly's a mouthpiece. Him and Ryan already going back and forth a little bit. Floyd Mayweather in his corner. Floyd is associated with both of them, so Floyd wins, and then Floyd can probably pump a potential Devin and Tank fight also. Winning in every form, shape, and form and fashion. So I mean, I like it. I'll take it. I'll take it, especially if it leads to a Devin and a Tank earlier this year versus later this year. I definitely take that all day, every day.
Yep, that's where my mind initially went when I heard it, and it would be a good move. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, it would be a good move for Ryan. It makes total sense. And now it could, like I said before, it could absolutely be the fact that Devin Haney is being a prima donna and wants to control the negotiations when in fact, simply put, he's not the main guy in this fight, regardless of what it is that he feels. He's certainly not the main guy in this particular fight. But, I just feel like with the whole situation with Floyd Mayweather and the fact that he has been, he's been seen with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd's been in his ear. I'm pretty sure Floyd has been giving him information and so forth and so on. It would not surprise me whatsoever if he convinced him that Rolly Romero was the appropriate fight for him. And, maybe now Oscar De La Hoya might feel like, okay, maybe you are tampering with my fighter. Who knows? He just did an interview and said, I don't think he's tampering, but maybe he is. But I mean, that's really within, it's for his benefit, and it's honestly 100% within the realm of Floyd, doing his due diligence and his job. I mean, if he's saying, I want you to fight my fighter, and he's not trying to actually sign him, I don't see where he's done anything wrong.
Not at all. I don't see nothing wrong with that at all, because he's not trying to steal him. He's actually making a better fight and more profitable fight for you, on not for just Ryan Garcia, but also for Golden Boy in this sense here. I don't know how many fights Ryan has left with Golden Boy. I think maybe 2. Or this might be his last fight, but if this is his last fight, they're gonna go out with a bang. I really think this is a bigger fight as far as money wise, versus for a Rolly and Ryan versus Ryan and Devin. I would like to see the fight. I think it's a better stylistic fight, a good closer fight as far as like Devin and Ryan, because they're both pretty good boxers for the most part. Compared to a Rolly.
Yeah.
But, yeah. I mean, I like it. I think it's a great thing. Definitely a great thing.
We'll see what ends up happening. We'll see how it ends up materializing. It's really no telling with Ryan Garcia. What you think in the comment section. Don't forget to hate, like, comment, and subscribe. This is the Angry Man Podcast, AM Sports Media, and we are out.